Hello and welcome to the Friends of the Worthington Park tree trail. The trail starts at the broad road gates just by the notice board and continues in a clockwise route around the park. You can use this guide by stopping and starting the audio track to give you time to walk from one tree to the other. The first tree is the ornamental crab, ID 4538, just behind the notice boards, so stop your recorder and then start again when you get to the tree. The first tree is the ornamental crab. This is ID 4538 and is just opposite the Broad Road gates. This is named from the Norse word scrab, meaning scrubby. Ornamental crabs, here planted in a group, are valued for their spring blossom, often white from pink buds. Fruits golden or crimson like small apples or cherries. Taste sour, but some can be used to make jelly or wine. We now move to the red oak, the second tree, which is just behind the ornamental crab. Our second tree is the red oak, ID 4540, which is situated in the field just behind the ornamental crab. Came from North America. The red oak has strong straight branches radiating out from the trunk. Leaves are yellow when young, are larger and with more deeply cut pointed lobes than our English oaks. Acorns are shorter and with a shallower cup and take 2 years before they ripen and fall. Autumn colours in some seasons, dark brown after a cold snap, are orange brown or deep red. We now move to tree 3, which is the common oak and is on the path opposite the bowling green. Our third tree is the common or English oak, ID 4568, which is on the right of the path alongside the bowling green on the field. Known as the king of the forest, this native broad-crowned tree has many large branches growing upwards from the same point and supports many insects which provide food for birds. Can live for 1,000 or more years, like the yew. Curtains of yellow male catkins. Leaves stalkless, deeply and irregularly divided with rounded lobes. Turn golden orange in autumn and fall late. Tall acorns, loved by squirrels, grow from the branch on long stalks. Winter twigs have a cluster of buds at the end. Strong and durable, highly valued in shipmaking and house building. To find our fourth tree, follow the path past the toilet block on your left, and the fourth tree, the horse chestnut, is in the woodland on the left. Tree 4 is the horse chestnut, ID 4277, in the woodland on the left. The ID disc for this may be missing, but it's the tree against the wall. Brought to Britain in the 1600s, called chestnut as the nuts look like sweet chestnuts. Known as horse chestnut because the Turks used it to cure sick horses. Long-lived, about 200 years. Stately spreading tree. Its large leaves provide thick shade. Lower branches curve upwards with large brown buds whose stickiness protects them from frost and insect damage. Showy white spring flowers like candelabras, attractive to bees for pollination, lead to spiny green seed cases with dark brown glossy conkers. To find our fifth tree, the tulip tree, walk a little further along. Tree 5 is the tulip tree, ID 4290, in the sunken garden. Came from America in the 1600s, long-lived, about 300 years. Tall, stately tree with uniquely shaped large leaves, four-lobed with a flattened tip. Rather tulip-shaped, fluttering in the breeze in autumn bright gold. Greenish-yellow tulip-like flowers in June and July are followed by upright brown egg-shaped fruits, flat buds in winter, smoothly flattened like a beaver's tail. To find our sixth and seventh trees, just walk down the path to the wild. Tree number 6 is the Scots pine, which is unnumbered in the wildflower area on the left by the seat. Our only large native conifer with twisted blue-green needles in bundles of 2. Green pointed cones turn brown in the second year and can remain on the tree for years, unless carried off by squirrels. The bark, orange higher up, flakes off in plates. The wood is used for furniture, telegraph poles, and the resin for turpentine. The seventh tree, the hazel, is on the right of the wildflower area. The hazel, tree number 7, is unnumbered and is on the wildflower area on the right. This produces several shoots, not just one trunk. The bark is brown and shiny, leaves roundish with serrated edges, yellow in autumn. Pale green catkins, lamb's tails, with clouds of pollen in February when most other trees are bare. Female flowers, small upright red buds, develop into hazelnuts in greenish cups, popular with squirrels, mice, birds, and in chocolates. Thin straight stems used for baskets, walking sticks, thatching and water divining. Our eighth tree is the holly, which is further along. Tree number 8 is the holly, ID 4666, which is opposite the swings. Shiny dark evergreen leaves which don't wither when cut, with thorny prickles lower down to keep off animals. Satiny crimson red berries on female trees are toxic to us, but provide food for birds, especially thrushes. Holly, native to Britain, is central to winter festivals and myths, i.e. bringing it into the house protects from witchcraft, and lots of berries mean a harsh winter. To find the 9th tree, the MANNA ash, follow the path round to the left towards the jewel monument. It's on the corner of the path that leads off to the left. The 9th tree is the MANNA ash, ID 4430. This is on the left of the path, just before the path that leads off to one of the little gates. A densely leafed dome with leaves of stalked leaflets on twisting branches. The MANNA ash has yellow and deep pink autumn colours. Flowers are fluffy plumes of narrow creamy petals, showy in late spring and strongly scented, attracting pollinating insects. In winter buds are grey-brown and woolly. A dark brown syrup, MANNA, oozes from damaged bark and dries into flakes. The 10th tree, the copper beech, is just further down this path on the left again. Tree 10 is the copper beech, ID 4426, just on the left before we come to the jewel monument. This lovely specimen on its own mound with massive smooth grey trunk provides dense shade in summer with its wavy edged leaves on swooping branches. It is surrounded by its fallen leaves and fruits known as beech mast in winter. Triangular edible nuts are in a spiny wooden casing which splits into 4. Buds are slender reddish brown, torpedo shaped and zigzag. To find the next tree, the Norway maple, walk down the path past the flagpole and you'll find a pair of these trees behind the lodge. Tree 11 is the Norway maple, ID 4436, one of a pair beside the lodge. Though like a sycamore, this is a smaller, neater tree with more slender toothed leaves, glossy on both sides, and its yellow fruits are more horizontally winged. Yellow-green flowers appear in April and May, in upright many-flowered panicles, on bare twigs before the leaves, which emerge pale green, in autumn brilliant yellow shades. Pale grey bark is closely corrugated, shiny red-brown, pointed buds. Tree 12, the golden weeping willow, is just nearby in the area behind the lodge. Tree 12 is the golden weeping willow, which is unnumbered but is in the area behind the lodge. With a broad head of twisting limbs, clothed in long straight hanging shoots, 6 metre long in ideal conditions, the weeping willow bears its pale yellow grey-green leaves from March to December. Quick growing, very hardy, they thrive best in moist soil. Catkins in spring. Bark is pale grey-brown with deep criss-cross ridges. Tree 13 is the dawn redwood, which again is one of a pair behind the lodge in this same area. Tree 13 is the dawn redwood, one of a pair behind the lodge, again unnumbered. Looking like an evergreen conifer, this prehistoric tree is actually deciduous. Rediscovered by a Chinese forester in 1941, it is rapidly growing with a conical crown, with the bark orangey when young. It has soft foliage, with both needles and branchlets along the stems. Vivid orange autumn colour, and branchlets drop all as one piece. When ripe, oval hard woody cones with pointed tips hang down on long red stalks like Chinese lanterns. The next tree, the hawthorn, is found further along the path on the left behind the snail bench. Tree 14 is the hawthorn, ID 4439, found on the left of the path behind the snail bench. The hawthorn, known as May, in which month it flowers, produces white blooms, some varieties pink or red, which are heavily scented. The nectar attracting insects for pollination. Leaves, shiny, deep-lobed, on sharp-thorned twigs are dark green, yellowing in autumn. Fruits known as haws, red or orange berries, are enjoyed by birds, can live for over 250 years. The next tree, the weeping ash, is found further along the path, by the junction to the small path leading to the small Charlton Drive gate. Tree 15, the Weeping Ash, ID 4443, by the Charlton Drive gate entrance. This variety of ash is often grafted onto the trunk of the common ash, which enables a mature tree to reach the greater height which distinguishes it from the weeping willow. Has straight shoots from angular branches. The leaves, with several paired leaflets and one at the tip, are greener, not as slim and elongated as the weeping willow leaves. The next tree, the London Plane, is to be found on the Charlton Drive border further along this path. Tree 16, the London Plane, ID 4450, in the Charlton Drive border. Large tree with long straightish limbs with twisting smaller branches. Can be long-lived 300 years or more. Leaves large and glossy in pairs with palmate pointed lobes. Flowers appear in May as small round balls on long stalks, followed by spiny bobble fruits which hang all winter. The characteristic of this tree is the bark, which peels off in patches, leaving the pale yellowish inner bark. A large number of seeds break away in spring, each with a parachute of hairs. The next tree, tree 17, the common ash, is near the bandstand on the other side from the Wizard. Tree 17, the common ash, ID 4707, near the bandstand on the other side from the Wizard. Native to the UK, a tall and graceful tree with light domed canopy. Ash trees have delicate leaflets rather than single leaves, which open late in the year and rarely colour up in autumn. In winter there are easily recognisable prominent paired hard black buds. Distinctive winged fruits hang in bunches like keys. The timber is used for the manufacture of snooker cues, sports and tool handles and furniture. The next tree, tree 18, the silver birch, is to your left, again near the bandstand. Tree 18, the silver birch, ID 4725, near the bandstand, again on the other side from the Wizard. A rapidly growing graceful tree, branches sharply angled upwards, drooping at the tips, which has attractive silvery white bark with dark blotches. Yellowish green male catkins scatter pollen in spring, and in autumn female catkins scatter thousands of two-winged seed-like nutlets which feed the birds. The saw-edged diamond-shaped leaves flutter in the summer winds and turn yellow in the autumn. Tree 19 is found further down the path opposite the Charlton Drive gates and on your right. The next tree, number 19, the sycamore, ID 4734, is found opposite the Charlton Drive gates. The sycamore maple is a fast-growing tree tolerant of urban pollution, with a broad domed crown. On young trees the bark is smooth and grey, but becomes rougher with age and breaks up in scales. The leaves are broad, leathery and dark green, sometimes with a purplish tinge. They are strongly lobed with wedge-shaped separations between the lobes. Winged seeds are paired and right-angled, known as keys. The next tree, the hornbeam, is found further along the path opposite the Whalley Avenue entrance. The next tree, number 20, is the hornbeam, ID 4757, opposite the Whalley Avenue entrance. A hardy native tree, the hornbeam is similar in appearance to green beech, Fagus sylvatica, but its mid-green leaves are saw-edged, not wavy, yellow in autumn. It has yellow curtains of male catkins in spring, and its seeds have hanging clusters of green papery three-pointed wings containing the hard green ridged nut, much loved by park life. It has attractive grey bark, sometimes fluted and wavy, seeming to wind round the tree, a favourite wood for policemen's truncheons. The next tree, the small-leaved lime, is further along the path to the right on the large field. Tree 21 is the small-leaved lime, ID 4787. This is on the right of the path on the large field. The lopsided, heart-shaped, finely toothed, almost circular leaves can attract leaf aphids, which drip sap onto everything below. The flowers, profuse in high summer, spread at all angles till the crown of the tree turns creamy yellow. Pollinating bees are attracted by the strong scent, and flowers are followed by lots of small round, hard grey-green fruits, which fall from the tree with a wing-like bract when ripe. We now move to our last tree, tree 21, the scarlet oak, Mrs. Worthington's oak, which is on the right of the path just before the place we started this tour. Now we come to our final tree, tree 22, the scarlet oak, known as Mrs. Worthington's oak, ID 4807, which is on the right of the path before exiting onto Broad Road. From North America, with an irregular and quite slender shape, generally on a long sinuous trunk with rather few, long but slender wandering limbs, has even more deeply cut glossy leaves with narrower and sharper lobes and brighter scarlet autumn colour than the red oak, especially near the branch tips. The acorns are shorter, very squat, and take 2 years to ripen. As you can see from the plaque at the foot of the tree, this was planted by Mrs. Worthington when she dedicated the park. That's the end of the tree trail. The friends of Worthington Park hope you found it helpful and useful and educational. If you want to know more about events in the park, please contact our website www.worthingtonpark.org.uk.